Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room, and today I'm going to have a little go at combining an old and a new favourite, Jar of Love and Wishing You Well. Both are still available in the Stampin' Up catalogues. This one's in the big book and this one in autumn winter. Right, okay, let's get started. So I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White there, and I'm going to ink up my jar, and I've chosen the shortest one for this project, the shortest jar. I'm going to ink that up in Memento black ink and put it fairly centrally on the page there. Next I'm going to take some Granny Apple Green ink, and we're going to use the bouquet, the bouquet here. What I'm going to do is to stamp one in the middle and then one off towards one side. What you want to do is make sure that your edge piece is not going through the jar, otherwise we're going to have to change the laws of physics. There you go. So now it looks as if all of those are going through, and I do like how that makes a nice big bouquet on there. So we want to add some colour on, and one of the stamps in here are these little flowers, so I'm going to add a bit of colour. I'm going to go for the Highland Heather ink and just put a few of those flowers on, just turning the stamp so that you don't get kind of a uniform spread of those. Pretty. And then of course we've got to have the beautiful bow that is in the Wishing You Well stamp set. Now what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to stamp the bow on a little scrap of Whisper White here. Oh, now that's way too heavy. Now occasionally I found with this stamp, if I'm using a really juicy ink pad and I press too heavy, you get that effect, and that's absolutely not what we want. So let me show you what you can do is stamp off, and I would actually suggest you do this on a bit of scrap. I'm just doing this for the purposes. Just going to have a little play. That one's not so bad. That's better. There you go. Can you see the difference? There you go. That was my original, way over inked. That's much better. Have a little practice. It's if the ink pad is really juicy, and this is brand new, could even be my first inking of it, but certainly I haven't used it a lot yet. Actually that one, I even like that one a little bit better. Let's pick that one. And what I'm going to do is just fussy cut this out, and I have done a few of these, and it is not a tricky one to fussy cut, I have to say. Even peering around the camera, you can do it. There we go. Just over there. And I'm going to put that on the front of this jar. Now I want to keep some of the elements of the top of the jar in, so I don't want to put it right up here at the top. I want to put it a little bit low, and also where I've got a lot of the cross hatching where those pieces are covering over. So I think that works quite well. And I'll take a couple of mini dimensionals and pop that on. Sometimes I like to do a little waterline in the jar. There is a stamp to do it, or you can just draw it in by hand, but we're kind of going to pretend that the waterline is behind the bow, so I'm not going to put that in, do that this time. What else does this need? Well, it needs a greeting, and there are plenty in here. There's sending you our thoughts and prayers, there's wishing you well, just a note, and season's greetings. So I might put the just a note on there. There we go, in Memento. And punch it out, maybe. Decisions. Now, I'm going to punch that with the classic label. So sometimes when you don't have a layering punch that is quite right, you can just fussy cut and adapt using what you have. So I'm just going to use my, having glued that on, I'm going to use that as my template and just cut around the edge. And then it's just adding a little bit of colour without that being too much. Yeah, I like that. So we can even put that up there. Let's see how it looks when it's layered up onto a base card. I think I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, a little bit darker, but it'll just give again a bit of a pop of colour behind. And then a couple of little mini dimensionals on the greeting. And then we'll have a little play. Where do we want this? Could go there. I think up in the flowers is the best place. I think I'm going to finish off with using some champagne mist. So this is made with the champagne shimmer paint and some isopropyl alcohol. And then I'm just going to give this a spritz. Now I'm not sure how well that is going to show up on the camera, it doesn't always, but that has given just a really gentle shimmer all over that card. So I hope you like that one. Think about this card. Here's another one that's done in the same way, because that wishing you well bouquet looks really nice when you spread it open like this and actually have three together. So this one here is done with soft sea foam, and I've coloured the rhinestones using Stampin' blends, and I think that is the lovely lipstick blend that I've used on there. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to Elizabeth's Craft Room today, and I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.